What's up, good people? I want to share a message with you guys. Man, I just been doing a lot of personal reflecting and looking back on my life, and I realized that all the times that I get worried or stressed or anxious about a particular circumstance or situation or something that's going on in my life, retrospect shows me that it was completely silly. It was crazy. It had no basis. I should not have been worrying as much as I was worrying about those things. And it brought revelation to my spirit because I realized there's a difference between power and influence. Power and influence. Power versus influence. Power is the ultimate level of influence. The influence that cannot be reversed, undone. It cannot be, you cannot, well, true power, it's nothing you can do to outdo true power. You can't override it. You can't cancel it out. I don't care what type of title. I don't care what type of role that an individual plays. With true power, I don't care if you're the president. I don't care if you're a pastor. I don't care if you're the Pope. There's literally nothing no one can do with true power. True power literally is the superior, the most important, the highest level. So what's higher than the highest? Nothing. And those people that are around me that hold certain titles and position and roles, I realized the only thing that they have is a little bit of influence. But influence is not the same as true power. My supervisor has influence. He can possibly get me fired, but he cannot keep me unemployed. He can cut my hours, but he has nothing to do with me feeding my kids. He can say there's no overtime, no more hours, no extra hours, no working on the weekends. I don't care. Whatever you have to do to stay within 40, that's what I want. And I can still, because of God's power, I can still make overtime regardless. God will place things and people in your life to elevate you to whatever pay you need. You don't have to beg for it. You don't have to ask for extra hours. If they say no, understand that no is not the end. Because true power is the one thing that we have to answer to. All of us, even our supervisors, our bosses, the people that are over us, they have to answer to true power. We have to answer as employees to influence. But influence and true power are two different things. Only God and only God has true power. I tell you, I can walk in my job today and they say, you know what? Pink slip, bam, you're out of there. They have the influence to do that. But they don't have the authority to keep me down. They have the influence. They can say, look, you're out of here. You're gone. don't want to see you no more. You have a couple of hours to pack up all your stuff, get your bearings, get all your things in order, and get up out of here. And guess what? Because of the power that I'm connected to, I can walk right out of that job and get an even better job that God is preparing for me. But I got to be connected. I got to understand. You know, it's silly when I think about all the times that I responded and I reacted. Just crazy. It was silly. It was silly to be so stressed out about the things I was stressed out, because those things didn't have any power. They had influence. That's it. The doctor has influence. He can show you this is wrong with you. This thing is going to take you out. This thing is going to keep you down. This thing is going to ultimately destroy you. Has no power. If it doesn't have power, it doesn't have authority. I appreciate you, your insight, and I thank you for your professional opinion, but it doesn't have power. It doesn't have power. And if it doesn't have power, it doesn't have authority. If it doesn't have authority, it doesn't have dominion. It can't dictate how successful I will be. It can't dictate life. It can't dictate my purpose. Good people, power and influence are two totally different things. Our job has influence. Our supervisors have influence. People that are in leadership roles have influence. They have the ability to do exactly what God allows them to do, and that's it. They don't have no more power than that. Even we had influence when we killed our Savior. We had influence. We could talk to enough people to where we can corral you. We can capture you. We can overtake you. We can beat you and we can murder you. But we couldn't murder your spirit. We couldn't murder or kill God's purpose, because his purpose is everlasting. Because anything that God gives you, I don't care what attack that you that the enemy is trying to throw at you, or I don't care how these people that have influence try to manipulate you with that influence. It's just influence. It's not true power. It's not. It's fake. It's fictitious. It's puffed up. It looks big. It's small. It's a midget on a ladder. It's not real. You don't have no real power. You don't have no real authority. You don't dictate. You don't have the power to dictate. What you have the power to do is make little moves, little insignificant moves, and look like you're something that you're not. You're fake, and whatever attack that the enemy is going to throw at you, just know it will not, it shall not prosper, because it doesn't have power. Those attacks do not have power. Have influence. They can influence us to run. They can influence us to hide. They can influence us to feel scared. They can influence us to feel broken. But it's not real. It doesn't have any true power. It can't actually make us broken. It can't. And even if God decides to allow it to make us broken, he has the power to put us back even better than we were before. That's power, good people. Only God has true power. These other people, these other things, they might have influence. I don't live fearful of influence. but I respect the power that I know that I'm associated and connected to. So come with me. Do what you gotta do. Cut my hours. Try to fire me. Plan your attacks. Start the scheme. Like my brother say, pick up your clipboard. But guess what? It has no power. It's just influence. And influence has no authority to dictate or control or make real moves. Because once God says this is what it is, that's permanent, that's final. No one else has that power. No one else has that control. No one else has that dominion. Don't be scared of influence. Don't let people's influence you to the point you forget about who has the real power. Don't let them disconnect you from the true source. See, those things are resources. But resources get their small and insignificant and delegated influence. That's what they have to answer to God as well. Even the devil, he can't attack you unless God allows it. But he still looks like a giant to us. The big bad, come on, man. They don't have power. They have influence. Let's not be scared of someone else's influence. I don't care who they are. I don't care what type of title or position they hold. They have no true power unless they get it directly from the source. You can't be a resource and claim that you have power. You can be a resource and claim that you have influence. Yeah, I'll give you that. But even that is limited. I get my power from the source, the main source, the primary conduit, the big kahuna, the real boss. That's where the power is. I hope you guys got something out of what I was trying to convey to you. Again, good people, this is just, off the dome, out of my heart. I got this from God, and I just felt that it might be able to touch somebody else's life. So, as usual, trust God, love hard, and everything else will fall into place. I love y'all. Salute.